Man, this was a tough one. Jesus Christ. Jurassic World Rebirth. 3 years after Dominion. Now, before we get into this, maybe just a quick recap of what I think of the Jurassic Park / World franchise. Jurassic Park, I loved it as a kid. I still am, a huge dinosaur lover. I really just think they're awesome. I'm so invested in them. I grew up watching the Walking With series, the Dinosaur Planet series, also the newer ones, Planet Dinosaur and everything. I really am a big enthusiast. Me and some of my friends, we just love talking about them. The whole history, we love it. I love it. So Jurassic Park as a kid was this huge thing. Funnily enough, the first one wasn't really the first one I watched. It was the third one. Jurassic Park 3 was the first one I watched, and I thought it was great. I know it's viewed as kind of like the black sheep for a while, but I really did think that, just because that's so much action and not really that much characterization, for a kid that's almost perfect, because you just get non-stop dinosaur action. But still to this day, I think Jurassic Park 3 is pretty good. The first one is of course the best. I mean, it's a classic, it's great, awesome. The second one, not as good, although I also think it doesn't deserve to be as hated by some out there. I mean, it has great things, it has some questionable things, I will admit, but The Lost World I do think is a very solid sequel, and it has plenty of things going for it. Then Jurassic World. Oh my god, Jurassic World 10 years ago was I think my biggest hype of 2015. Loved that movie when it came out, and I still really like it to this day. I know many people don't like it, but honestly, I really do think it's a good movie. I think it's solid. Yes, it has some, again, questionable things. There are some stupid things in that film, but overall, I do think it delivers a great homage. I think it treats the other films with the respect they deserve. And Jurassic World on its own is also a very fun and very good fun adventure film. I really liked it. Then we get to Fallen Kingdom, and this was the first film in the franchise that I actively didn't like. I remember watching it in theaters. I'm actually, since Jurassic World, I watched all of them in theaters, if I think about it right now. But Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I remember just by looking at the trailer, I thought this doesn't really look that good. And then the reviews came out, and everyone said it isn't that good. And then I watched it in the theater, and yeah, it wasn't that good. It's a stupid movie. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, although directed great and acted just well enough, and visually it looks great, but the story and the dialogue and the characters were very bad. I was kind of shocked that they turned the franchise in this stupid kid-friendly tame thing, because Jurassic World, the first one, was pretty brutal. There were really some pretty hardcore deaths in that one, so I thought, okay, they're gonna contain that edge from the original trilogy, but no, they for some reason decided, no, let's turn this into a kid-friendly franchise, and they continued that with Dominion. Dominion I really had high hopes for, because it was meant to be this big closer, dinosaurs in our world. And I watched it in the theater, and man, it was even worse than Fallen Kingdom. I mean, Dominion was a huge letdown. The story wasn't at all about the things that everyone wanted it to be. The characters were way too much. There were so many unnecessary plot points. The story was just all over the place, and again, so dumb. It was just a downright dumb, stupid film. And with the bringing of a new cast, a new story, new director, new screenwriter. Well, not really new screenwriter, because the guy who wrote this film, David Koepp, was the guy who wrote the original Jurassic Park. Of course, not from scratch. I mean, he had a great book from Michael Crichton to base off from, but still, he wrote that film, and it was great. So there was really something going for this one. It was kind of like the soft reboot, even though it still takes place in the same world, only a couple of years later. So I was really going for it. My expectations weren't necessarily high, but I really was hoping for this to be like a turning point. Like, yeah, okay, this is a course correction. If you really want to continue in this world, even though there's nothing left to tell, because they really did everything they could with this world. But if we really want to continue, just go in a completely new direction, and they sort of did, because the story in this film brings in, it'll of course leans in again more to the genetically modified dinosaurs, but this time we're really with the whole mutation aspect, with the crossbreeding aspect. You know, you got raptors with wings or dinosaurs with 2 heads, everything like that, just batshit craziness, and I really did like that, although it's completely bonkers and off the rails. But if you really want to continue in this story, I do think, like, yeah, just go for it, you know, reach for the horizon, just go there. And they were kind of like teasing us with that, because of course the big villain of this film, you know, the D-Rex, I think it was like the Diabolicus Rex, I think it was his name, was meant to be like this big thing, you know, it's like in all the merchandise and all the advertising. I'm gonna spoil right now. That thing really has no screen time. That thing has no screen time. He's in there right in the beginning, and he's there all the way at the end to literally do nothing. He eats like the bad guy, and that's it. Now I'm just gonna get it out of the way. I really didn't like this film. Again, it's the 3rd film in a row in this franchise that literally just freaking annoys me. The very first scene, the very first 5 minutes of this film exactly tell you what happens. You get this huge facility on an island where they make these genetically modified dinosaurs. Heavy facility, top security, top research, technology. It's awesome. It's like futuristic. It's like, whoa, man, what's going on? You got this guy eating Snickers. No, he's not even eating it. He's just holding the wrap, you know, like the paper of the candy bar is holding it. I don't know why, because he already ate it. He's still holding it in his hands. It flies out of his hands, and it manages to twirl all the way through the air into a small air conduct from one of the doors. Into a small air conduct. It is a Snickers wrap. And for some reason, this thing manages to just derail the whole facility. Like, the whole facility goes on lockdown, all the emergency security just deactivates instantly, there's alarms going off, everyone has to evacuate the facility, like all the mutants are gonna break loose, all because of a Snickers bar wrap that just gets stuck into a small ventilation shaft. This is so stupid. It's so amazingly stupid that I thought this is not gonna go well. And it is. The story is stupid. They need the blood of 3 huge dinosaurs. The Mosasaurus, the Titanosaurus, and the Quetzalcoatlus. And I'm just a little nerd fact, really only one of those 3 is a dinosaur. Just saying. Sorry, this is just a little nerd fact. But they need the blood of those 3 creatures in order to develop some sort of cure for human heart diseases. Because for some reason, the blood of these ancient reptiles will cure that. Okay. That's it. It's kind of like this video game quest where they go to the island and they need to just get this blood. It's really weird, but I guess it's that. Of course, shenanigans pursue and they get stuck on the island. But even then, nothing really happens. The characters in this film are terrible. The only 2 reasons that you really want to go see this film, character-wise, is Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. Even though their characters aren't great, they are the only ones with some sort of backstory. They really kind of try with those 2, and they have decent chemistry. All the other ones, you got this paleontologist that's kind of like endearing, but then you got this bad guy, and I'm just gonna call him bad guy because that's what he is. The moment you see him, you know he is bad guy, and he's just the most stupidest, typical freaking asshole corporate douchebag that just wants money, and he's just gonna let people die because they threaten to endanger the operation, which means he's not gonna get his money. It's so infuriatingly stupid. I just couldn't believe it. And then there's this family. There's this family in this film that's just there. It's just there. You got this father with an older daughter, a younger daughter, and then the boyfriend of the older daughter. The boyfriend is the most annoying guy in this whole film, but yet they keep trying to redeem him and use him as comic relief for some reason. While the very first scene he's in, I really just wanted to punch him. He falls into the water in this one scene, where the mosasaurus attacks them, their boats, and this boyfriend falls into the water, and he has no chance of surviving. And I was rooting all for the mosasaurus at this point. Like, yeah, eat him. He's annoying, he's stupid, he's unnecessary. Eat him. And of course, this guy, this guy manages to outswim the mosasaurus. This 6-foot guy maybe manages to outswim a creature that's like 30-40 meters long in this film. It makes no sense. Everyone in this film has like the biggest plot armor, which brings me to my next point, which is the deaths. I don't know how, but like for some reason this franchise lost its bite. There's no bite in this franchise anymore. I don't know why they want to make this film so kid-friendly. Like Dominion and Fallen Kingdom were kid-friendly, but at least like Fallen Kingdom still had some sort of edge to it. Some sort of it? Dominion lost all of its spark, but Dominion lost all of that, but then Rebirth. But Rebirth just went into the absolutely kid-friendly direction. There are like some deaths in here that kind of were unexpected, but they all happen to like these NPC characters. They're just there and they just get killed off like it's nothing. There's no weight to them. Like, yes, in Jurassic Park, the first one, and also in Lost World, there were plenty of NPC characters, but like at least their deaths had some weight. I mean, remember that guy in the Lost World that got killed by the compies? Like, you hardly even know his name. You know his face, sort of, but you don't really know that much about him, yet his death is so memorable because of the sheer brutality. This film just kills off all the NPC characters and then at the end kills off the bad guy, because of course, but there's nothing. Even at the very end, when the big climax happens, with which, spoiler alert, isn't big at all. The climax of this film, it's one of the biggest anti-climaxes ever. Like, at least Dominion had this huge dinosaur fight. At least Dominion had like this huge forest fire and there were some stakes. But Rebirth just has a scene and then it ends. There's this supposed sacrifice, which kind of would have been memorable, yet they even backtrack from that. There's this character, I won't spoil that in case you haven't seen it yet, but there's this character that makes a sacrifice, and it's all dramatic, yet it doesn't just hit you because at this point you're so annoyed by this whole film you just want it to end. But there's this sacrifice and you're like, okay, fine. But then that person survives. But there's no way that person would even remotely have a chance to maybe survive. Yet the person does. The person survives, and they all laugh, and they all have a cheer, and then they all just leave the island, and that's it. That's it. There's nothing. There's nothing in this film, nothing memorable. The story is a video game story. There's this family that has no purpose there. They have no purpose but to just pad out a runtime, to just have this film be at least like 2 hours. There's no reason for them to be there. The characters are annoying, forgettable, or just cardboard. Such wasted potential. I really like these actors. I really like Alexandre Desplat, the guy who made the score. He made some great music. Yet the music in this film is so bland. Gareth Edwards, a director who's clearly talented. His talent is so wasted in this. There's nothing. David Koepp, what the hell did you do? What did you do? Yes, okay. You included the raft scene from the book. Congratulations. That is maybe the one scene, the one action scene in this film that's at least some sort of build-up. But it also ends with the sheer idiocy that these characters just go around screaming, doing nothing remotely smart, yet they constantly outrun and escape these larger-than-life dinosaurs. It's stupid. It's stupid. When this film ends, you literally ask yourself, what the hell did I just spend my money and time on? Such a letdown, such a disappointment. If they do plan on making more of these, which they will, let's face the facts, this film is making a gajillion dollars. Let's face the facts, they're making a sequel. I have no idea why they would make a sequel, because this story ends. There's not like a continuation of this story. It's done. It's done. Let it be. If you want to make dinosaur movies, make something new, but leave the Jurassic Park brand alone. The franchise is dead. It's dead, and they just keep on kicking its corpse, and it's kind of pissing me off. Yeah, this film was a massive letdown, even though my expectations weren't that high. Massive letdown, really, really. I'm never gonna watch it again. Just like I've never watched Dominion again. It's, yeah, a damn shame. Just a really, really damn shame. That's it, guys. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future. Take care.